Hi, tonight I'm back with Beau Eckstein, and we're going to talk again about the top five must-haves for flipping houses. And tonight we're going to talk about knowing your neighborhood, knowing your market. Okay, Beau, take it away.
All right. Well, knowing your market is crucial. Number one is definitely have a good contractor, but finding the deal is the next big important thing. And then knowing the market is the third. And knowing the market is simply um, the market's gotten more and more competitive. And what happens is people think they get a little they get the frenzy mentality. So they start thinking I'm going to do all these crazy projects, and I'm starting to see a lot of these investors that just bought too many properties and they weren't really thinking things through. They're taking a lot of risk and a lot of if you're in a neighborhood in San Francisco, let's say, and the average price in that neighborhood is $3 million, you don't want to set the price point and try to do a $5 million home in there as an investor flipper, because chances are you're not going to get that $5 million price. You want to be in the medium to upper medium range of whatever the price point is for that neighborhood. So if you're in, let's say you're in Burnell Heights in San Francisco, and your average price per square foot is $800 or $900, um, you don't want to try and get 1,200 or 1,300 a foot. It just doesn't make sense. So you just really want to know that you're in that meaty middle section of your flip. So you never want to do something that's unique in any way. Let's just you don't if you can avoid busy streets, if you can avoid abnormal properties, you want something that is going to limit your risk. So um, what I like to do is just go and walk the neighborhood and then compare what I'm going to do to this property to what's on the market currently. So that's really going to give you a good sense of what's selling and what's not selling, and then talk to the local market agents of that area. Every neighborhood's got agents that really geographically farm that area, and they understand that neighborhood better than maybe I do coming in as a house flipper. So I know that I'm not an expert in every housing market, so I got to pick the brains of people that know the market, that little sub market, better than I do. So um, right now, the last 2 3 years, the market's been appreciating. So that's gonna, it's not gonna go up as fast as it has been. And so right now is the time you really have to be careful. You really gotta think about, what you're doing in the property. Is it a functional floor plan? It, there's just a lot of, I just saw a flip in the East Bay, and they went in and they just did a terrible job, and people are almost laughing about how bad of a job it is, and it's kind of sad because they didn't think things through. They probably went over budget, and they're going to lose money. So it's important to really know your market and know what's going to sell in that neighborhood. There's a neighborhood in Pleasant Hill where it's a slab foundation, and all the foundations they're completely, they're off by 2 3 inches, and if you know the neighborhood, you know that's just normal, and you can float the floors and you can fix them, but you don't want to just leave them like that, because a lot of people don't want to. This house was completely remodeled, but it had 3 or 4 inches difference in the floors, so it was just really bad. Where they could have taken the time to float the floors and maybe not done the level of finishes, but it would have just been a lot more functionally sound house, or at least perceived to be functionally sound. So I just see things like that happen a lot, and people overbuild, thinking that they're going to push the prices higher and higher. And there's already signs that there's a little bit of a softening in the market. So right now I'm not that I'm not going to buy anymore, but I'm going to be more selective, and I encourage people to be selective and really think out what they're doing, so they don't have the bad experience of losing 50 or $100,000, and they make it a positive experience. So really get involved, know the market. Just don't go out and buy on a whim. Walk the neighborhood, know the local agents, and have a good contractor.
Okay, great. If somebody wants to get in contact with you regarding, knowing your market or house flipping in general, how do they do that?
The best way is this website on this little overlay right here, beaueckstein.com, BEAUECKSTEIN.com.
Okay, great. All right, thanks. We'll talk to you
All
later.
right. Okay.